And for Oilers postgame, we're joined up in the booth by Oilers assistant coach Reed Nadowich. And Reed, that was a crazy one. Your penalty kill was tested, to say the absolute least. Your goaltender was tested, and there was lots of reason for this team to get frustrated tonight. And they didn't, and they stayed focused, and they got a huge shutout win for their rookie goaltender. It kind of begs the question, but how proud are you of that group out there tonight?
100%. And I think as frustration started to boil, that was kind of the main focus and the main communication on the bench was just make sure we're managing our emotions, make sure we're focused at our task at hand, and make sure we're doing these things for the right reasons. So the adversity there, I think, is a cool thing to happen, and for us to overcome it, couldn't be more prouder with the group.
I think for Connor Gorley especially, I mean, he had a lot of things not going well for him in that game. Two potential goals on really good plays, penalties that I'm sure were really tough for him to take there. But then again, doesn't let frustration get to him because he's very alert as he comes out of the box on that 5-on-3 PK and gets that shorthanded goal. You guys now have 7 of them on the year. The penalty kill has just been unbelievable. And what's allowed that to be the case? And how big was that for Connor Gorley to get a goal like that in the second period?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's cool for him in the sense of things being frustrating and him able to overcome that and something positive happen for him. And then just with regards to the penalty kill, obviously, like you said, it was tested quite a bit tonight. And I thought we did a really good job of just taking away their time and space and eliminating their kind of chances towards the outside and the perimeter. It's something we always take pride in, something that we work on quite a bit. And there's one thing with regards to the systems and structure. It's the other thing with the player personnel that we have and the willingness and aggressiveness to go.
I got to ask you as well about the example that your interim captain sets in that third period. They've got the empty net. They've got the ozone draw. They get a chance right off that face-off. And not only does Connor Hellier clear that puck off the blue paint, but he scores the empty netter too. And just how big has he been in pretty much every game since Dean Spack's gone down with injury? The guy has stepped up more than I think anybody could have possibly expected someone to.
100%. And you look at that draw there, 100% for sure. And then the amount that he ended up taking on the penalty kill, winning, and making it easier for our guys to get out. He's committed. He's focused. He was one tonight. Again, intangibly, you don't see it as a fan, but his communication on the bench, his way to motivate guys, his way to talk, bring guys up, and get a group kind of together and focus. He's the leader of that, and he leads by example, and he's an easy guy to follow.
I'm going to get to the goaltender for sure, but before I ask you about him, I have to ask about the group in front of him as well, because your defensive core hasn't had any rest because Logan McGowan's been out. So you've had the same 6 defensemen out there for these last 4 straight road games. You end up with just 5 of them in that third period, and you guys hold on and get the big win. How good were those defensemen, especially those younger guys, in how they're really showing off their veteran abilities now?
Well, really cool with regards to what they did. Canmore Eagles are not an easy team to defend against in the sense of how much that they push and they stretch. So we kept it simple. We managed them. We were aware of their positioning. We made sure everything stayed in front, especially that last period there where we had enough to win. We just needed to make sure we did our jobs defensively. And again, as the game got tighter, they pushed heavier. There was a couple off, their set plays where they're icing it, trying to beat our guys up. That D-core with the group of 5, fatigued, tired, but they did their jobs. They managed their emotions, and they kept it to that 0 game.
And then what about the goaltender? I mean, a 17-year-old out there puts up a shutout like that against a team that was as offensively dynamic as Canmore was here tonight. Was that Exhibit A as to why Alex Scheivler was ready for junior hockey this year?
Yeah, you couldn't be more proud than what he accomplished tonight. He had some really cool saves tonight, especially some big ones in that third period. It's one thing with regards to him and him accomplishing that goal, and then another thing with regards to the team now kind of buying in and gaining confidence. When he does stuff like that, he's just that much easier to kind of put in. He's a cool player. He's got a lot of time in terms of his growth and development, but already doing some pretty spectacular things.
Speaking of spectacular, another spectacular interview by you, Reed. Appreciate the time as always.
Thanks, King.